Good day, ladies and gents, my name is Hazel and welcome to my channel Discuss Things and to a brand new section of the channel, which I don't have a name for it yet, but I will try to think of it in the next videos or so. This is a section of my channel which I would like to create and develop to talk about stuff, shows, movies, happenings in music and art and everything that I like, and to discuss them with people or just leave my thoughts. What I'm going to try to do is just leave the thoughts on the both sides of a certain discussion or a confrontation, because oddly enough there is a lot of different opinions on certain things that may or may not be relevant. However, I will try to look at both sides of every such situation and try to leave my thoughts on it. With that said, I would like to address the issues that some people may have with the new Doctor Who is due to be released on October 7th. Now, the new Doctor Who season will be featuring Jodie Whittaker as the new Doctor, and what makes it different about all the other Doctors is that she is in fact a female. She is a woman, she's a great actress, and she's female. Yes, that seems to be the accent of all the people who have a problem with the new season, who isn't even out yet. However, every time people have a problem with the new Doctor, and this time it's particularly strong because she is a female. Now I want to talk about this issue specifically because sometimes we know that the SJWs and the politically correct people who seems to be running a lot of the media and the film industry at the moment get their way and do stuff that are not particularly good for a certain franchise. I would just like to name the new Ghostbusters movie, to name just one, and leave you with that. And of course there are people like me on that topic that go strongly against it because we have a developed franchise, and when you see the certain footage and trailers and etc, you just get to know that this is going to be a major flop. To give you another instance, if you have watched the trailer for the new Titans series that is due to come out soon, you will see that there are a lot of problems with it if you're a fan of the original series. This brings me back to a show like Doctor Who, which has, yes, established characters, yes, established plot and ongoing theme. However, it never has established Doctor Who gender. And this makes it a little bit more tricky to counter or to vote for, because you have on one end the people who like the male Doctor with the female companion formula, which has been working so far and it's probably going to continue to work if they return to it. However, on the other end you have a little bit of a change that can also be healthy, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a bad thing. Now, because a lot of people are used to the formula and they don't like change, they would find this a little bit strange, or they will jump, like some news media articles will jump against it and going to bash the show even before it has started. So let's try and look at it from both perspectives. On one hand, you have people who embrace the change, like me in this case, and I'll explain why. Because, first of all, when you change something like this, like the gender of the main character or the overall plotline or the overall character development, you need to have a sufficient material to replace it with. In some cases where such replacements were not good, it was just because they had to be the change, they had to do the change to a different sex, to a different orientation, to a different race, without having any or little care for how the new actor or the new style of the story will progress and can progress. However, in this matter, you have Jodie Whittaker, who is an amazing actress. She's amazing. You can see her appearances in other TV shows, you can see her roles, you can actually see interviews with David Tennant, Matt Smith, or other actors who can just tell you how amazing she is and why they think, as being the Doctors, why she will be appropriate for the role. Now, as we know, in the last season of Doctor Who and the special as well, we got a lot of hints that can probably be considered as subverting to the SJW agenda, like having a sidekick who is openly gay and doesn't miss the chance to actually say it. There are a little bit of hints in there that is the future all female, quotes from the show, or the female master, the Missy, who has been there for several seasons, and all that little changes that ultimately lead to a female doctor. However, in this case, it shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. This show is old. I mean, very old. It's over 50 years old, so a change will not necessarily be a bad thing. In this case, a preliminary bashing on the show is not needed, because every time the Doctor changes there is this controversy, and in every case, in every instance, it has been proven inconsistent, because the new Doctor always brings something new, something fresh, something unique, while honoring the past Doctors. You can see that with Christopher Eccleston, who actually booted the new series in 2005. You can see it with David Tennant, who is, for me, the best Doctor of the new. You have Matt Smith, who is also amazing. You have Peter Capaldi, who is a little bit of a flashback, of a take back to the older Doctors, to the more grumpy ones who were at the beginning of the show. And now you have a completely new one, who is, okay, a female. However, before everything else, she is a Time Lord, a Time Lady. So she's badass, because Time Lords are badass, and she's going to have to do badass stuff. The fact that she's female doesn't matter in this case, and I can see why some people will be afraid that the show will be absolutely horrible, and I can actually agree with the people who see it as a welcome change, because the people who would think that this show would be a disaster are more clinging to that idea that if it's being changed in that matter, like sex and everything else, it's going to be bad, period. It cannot be good. A woman cannot play the Doctor, or they're just doing it because she's a woman. They just are going to change it because she's a woman and no other reason whatsoever. I cannot say for certain what it will be, because the show hasn't been out yet. It's going to be released on October 7th, and this is when we'll be seeing the first of Jodie Whittaker, apart from the trailers and a little bit of a intro in the last series. In this regard, I would just like to say that if you have any mistrust to the new Doctor, you should probably wait and just see how it goes. However, if you take a look back to what's happening and what has happened before in the show, you just see that probably those people know what they're doing, and it's going to be a little bit of counterproductive to bash such a show that it's such an icon, not only in Great Britain but all around the world. It has such a huge fan base, and it doesn't really have anywhere to go. They might need the change, whatever the core reason they have, apart from what they told us, is that they have to make money. Yes, it's that simple. They have to make money. To make money on the show, you have to have a consistent base. You have to have a consistent fan base. And the core fan base, the fans that have grown up with Doctor Who, that have watched even the older series, even the newer series, and know everything and read all the comics and absolutely everything, they simply don't care. Or if they do care, they would probably care positively. Of course, there will be some people who are different. There will be some people who still don't like the changes, who are diehard, very long time fans. But if you're a true fan of Doctor Who, if you're like, go behind what gender he is, what orientation, what race even, you see that Doctor Who is a Time Lord who saves the galaxy, who goes on adventures with his companions or alone. You see all the subplots, you see all the messages that are so well implemented in that show, and when you go there, you just don't care anymore. At least that's how I felt. I don't care what the Doctor will be, what gender, what will happen. What I, as a fan, and a lot of people I know as fans care deeply about, is how the Doctor will be presented as a character, as a person, as the Time Lord that he and now she is, and will it continue to be so badass and so good? So in conclusion, while the skepticism might have some legit points that it can bring out, I'm pretty sure that we need to wait and see, and I'm fairly certain, I'm 99% certain that a lot, if not all of the criticism that the people had for the female Doctor Who, specifically for the reason that she's female and she will not do a good job, and that this change was just SJW triggered, and it was just agreeing to some pressure or something like that. There were a lot of articles that just spewed so much bullshit to this, that I think 99% sure that all of this, or at least a very big portion of that, will just be dismissed in the first few episodes, because I'm fairly certain that knowing how Jodie Whittaker is as an actress and what she can do and how well she plays her roles up until now, she's very flexible and she's very good at what she does. So I have full trust that if not the whole show, if not the whole plot, if not the overall premise of the new season will be as great as the previous one, Jodie Whittaker will put her all into her role and will do an amazing job. So what I want to know is, what are your thoughts on the new season? What do you expect? What do you fear? What do you have to say about it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If so, leave it a comment in the comment section below. And if you like this video, just click the like button. And if you want to see more videos, which will be coming because I am basically rebooting my channel, just click the subscribe and bell button. Thank you very much. This has been Helzo with a short analysis of the new Doctor Who series. Cheers and stay fresh.